apparently Elon Musk, the inventor of
Hmm.
Tesla, has created his own insurance, or is creating his own insurance for his Teslas. Because apparently, if you insure your Tesla, it's the most expensive car to insure.
Isn't that the self-driving
Yes, it
car?
is.
Ooh.
Yes, it is. The Model S, more importantly, being the one he was talking about. So apparently,
Hmm.
it's about, I don't know, like a year. It's like $1,600 a month to insure, or a year, or something like. It's
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, no one's buying this.
regardless, you need a lot of money. The reason why it's so high is because it's an expensive car, and there's a lot of things that can break on it. So even though it's supposed to be a
Yeah.
super safe car, it's also like a treasure. So if a nick gets on it, it costs like $3,000 to fix.
Oh my
Would
gosh.
you ever think about getting a car that could self-drive?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
I mean, because one, think about how much easier like cross country trips
that's
become. I mean, driving from Florida to Delaware is a 18-hour drive, and it's
true.
terrible.
Yeah.
And see that, and that's the thing. Like, if it was a self-driving car, dude, I'll do anything else. I'll bring some DVDs, hang out. Could you take it like through a drive-through? Like, if you had a self-driving car, could you be like, Tesla, take me to McDonald's?
Yeah, apparently, so like a Siri or a Google Assistant or Amazon, it has like a voice command, and you say, I
Oh
want to listen
no,
to
never.
this,
I'm not
or
buying
take
it.
me to this.
I'm not buying it. do, do you realize how unreliable Siri is?
Apparently, the Tesla version is much better than all of those, is what I was told.
Okay, but think about it. Like, every time they come up with a Siri update, they're like, "This Siri is the best
They
Siri."
yeah, it's true.
So, so when we get this Tesla car,
Drive.
everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, self-driving cars! Take me home. Go to my mom's. What?
Stop,
No,
stop, stop.
no. Take me home. Driving to beach. Oh my
Well,
gosh!
about the auto,
Securing child lock. I can't get out.
other cars I've noticed that have autopilot, with that, what happens is like you're driving, you turn autopilot on, it's going 55 miles per hour down the highway, and what you have to do is touch the steering wheel every X amount of time to let them know that you're still awake, coherent, and you know what's going on.
You're in the
Yeah.
car.
So you shake it a little, and you let
Jeez.
the car know, like, oh, I'm still here. I'm awake. And then what we also have to worry about is regulations with the government and what they'll do with it, and if they're even allowed to call it an autopilot. Who knows what the government wants to regulate that?
What do you mean? I mean, because if it's self-driving, wouldn't that be good?
Well, here's the thing. So, like, if you have self-driving, so then that means if you want everybody to have this one car, you're taking away money from other places like GE and whatnot. And people aren't going to be purchasing gas because the Tesla is electric. So now you have
Oh no.
Made products and well, quote unquote American oil that's not going to be sold anymore, and it's just going to be electric. So how are we
Hmm.
going to make money? Yes, it's more fuel,
Uh, I
it's
mean,
saving the
it,
world.
it'll be like the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah,
like where everyone started buying cars all of a sudden, and they were
yeah,
everywhere. I mean, it's just the natural progression of society. I mean, think about
yeah.
it. I mean, because I know we've talked about this a million times over, but like, think about how robots are going to be implemented into our lives soon.
Hmm.
I mean, it's going to take a lot of jobs away. In fact, I saw this article the other day where we were talking about like Walmart. You know how like when you go into Walmart now, they have all those self-scanning
They do,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes my life a lot more convenient. So I mean, I'm all for it. But there was this thing saying, stop using them because it's taking jobs away from
Hmm.
people and everything. And I understand it. I do, because people need to work, and with us implementing robotics into society and everything, it does take away jobs. But at the same time, though, society progresses. I mean, I'm a teacher, and eventually that's probably not going to be a thing, because if there's a teacher that has a brain of the internet, what the heck do they need me for? So, I mean, heck, even your job, what's your call? You do security software, right?
Yeah, I do project engineer, so we do with a lot of networking and whatnot.
Yeah. So, I mean, even your job, eventually, there's no reason why a robot can't do it better.
Shoot, let
So,
them.
we're going to be homeless, Alex.
That it takes them a
But
long time.
so, seriously, but I mean, in terms of a self-driving car, though, I've always thought it was a cool idea. I'd definitely buy it. The thing that makes me nervous about it though is technology has a history of malfunctioning, especially when you try to roll out something quickly. Oh, speaking of which, I actually have a friend that does work for Tesla, and she's been in one of these cars before. It is the coolest thing in the world. It's like it's what you think the future is supposed to look like.
Trust me, I've looked at hundreds of videos of Teslas. But let's not forget that Tesla isn't doing so great right now. And working for Tesla is
why is that?
cool. But I will say, because one thing, they're not making any money, which is what investors like. The company is not making money. In fact, they're in debt by a lot. In fact,
isn't Elon Musk like insanely rich though? Like, isn't he like one of the rich people?
But Tesla is this one company. SpaceX is another company. These are different companies by the same guy. Tesla in itself is hemorrhaging money. In fact, I think if it stopped making cars, or if people stopped buying it, in 6 months, this company would be bankrupt, be gone.
Oh, shit.
So it's kind of, that's why when I hear people saying they're working for Tesla, like, that's great. And if they start going the right direction, great. But you're also, this huge company could literally be nothing in less than a year.
That's true. I mean, it's a big gamble.
It is.
I mean,
it's a gamble investment.
And that's the thing too. It might even be kind of the wrong time to be rolling out a car like this when you think about it. Because I mean, think about the people that would be buying cars right now, right? You're talking about people that are in their late 20s, early 30s. Because obviously, like if you're getting a car for the first time, your dad's taking you to like the car dealership, like, oh, let's get a used car, son. Yeah. So the people that are going to be buying these cars are late 20s, early 30s. And I don't know about you, but I mean, as much as I would want one, I can't afford
even the cheaper ones.
Kind of future car. No, seriously. And on top of everything else too, like the 90s kids or even the 80s kids. We were kind of like the last group of people that were very much so outside because the internet sucked back then. So there's going to be this whole big, distrust with a company like this because it's like, well, how do I know this robot isn't secretly filming? Which also begs the question: how many inappropriate things do you think are going to happen in a self-driving car?
Well, you got to worry about self-driving cars as well because also you got to worry about your own safety. Like if you get in a car accident, whose fault is it? If it's self-driving,
oh, that's true.
Is it insurance? So, like, do you blame Tesla? Do you blame yourself?
I don't know, because think about it too. Like if you were driving a car, right, and you had a self-driving car, and you hit someone that doesn't have a self-driving car, obviously that person's going to be like, "You hit me."
Yeah.
And then what do? Get out of the car and go, "No, sir, I didn't. My Tesla did."
Talk to him.
Seriously, because I mean, if I were that person, I'd be like, "I don't care. You're paying for this. You hit my car."
Yeah. And
we're supposed to say like, "Well, I didn't hit it, so I don't have to do it." Oh, that is an interesting question. What does that do? Like, does Tesla just cover all damages?
No, legally, you'd sign a thing, and you'd have to pay for it because you agreed that the autopilot isn't perfect and it can get in car accidents. I'm sure it's in some paperwork, which is hilarious. And what happens when you have two autopiloting cars hit each other?
Yeah. So then what do you do?
I guess it just goes back to whatever. Like you got to pretend they're not autopiloting cars, and that scenario, whose fault would it be?
Yeah, I mean, man, it does open up a whole lot of doors. I mean, I feel like we have to change our driving laws, to be honest. Just kind of turn it into like, from now on, everyone gets the equal amount of money. We'll have a universal income.
See, I'm with you with the whole. Let's jump on board with the autopiloting cars because people always say, well, that car, flew into the back of a truck and it was on autopilot. I'm like, yeah, but people have been doing that for a long time by themselves pretty well.
It's not, yeah, but I mean, at least then though it's human error.
That's how.
So like, if you see an accident, God forbid, it's kind of like, well, okay, maybe there was a drunk driver or something. Which, no more drunk drivers, but then when something does happen where, again, God forbid, someone like dies in a car accident, then you'd blame the company. Like you could technically sue because you'd be like, your product killed someone.
You can't sue if you're dead.
Yeah, but like the family could for damages.
You could try, but I'm pretty sure you'll sign something saying if you get in a car accident with autopiloting, it's not our fault. And then what? You've agreed.
I don't know. But anyway, before we spiral on and read every article on Google, we should probably go ahead and wrap things up here.
All
right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm Jason.
My name's Alex.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Tag Team. Make sure to check us out on Anchor and on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And make sure you join us next time where we just scroll through Google and see what's going on in the world.
Yeah. All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Later.